Howdy folks, Dreadshells here, and welcome back to World of Tanks. I hope all of you guys are doing well. I got another WZ-131 game to show you guys here today. This particular game is played on the Tundra map, which is a map that I really dislike. It's probably in my top 5 disliked maps in World of Tanks. The details are too long to go into right now. Maybe I'll make a later video of that. But to summarize, I don't like Tundra because for a very similar reason to Mountain Pass, it has a lot of isolated close range corridor flanks. You have the 1 line, the 3 line, the 7-8 line, and the 0 line. Yeah, you have a cross lane here along the F line, but that's a suicide to use early in mid-battle because you can just get shot from the hill, and you can get shot from anyone sitting here or here. So and I don't really like Tundra for another reason, that the flanks are completely isolated from one another, mostly, so it's very hard for you to support your teammates and for them to support you. And the last thing to summarize why I don't like this map, it's very hard to get significant intel on enemy team movement on this map. There are positions that you can use to boost, to get vision, and there's a spot here on the north spawn that you can use to spot enemy, the south team's dispersion fairly okay. But this is not a very good scouting map either. So, but the good news is in this game, I am a tier 7 scout in a tier 8 game, and there's only 3 tier 8 tanks on the enemy team. So not only is the map forcing me to play basically as a medium, a more mobile medium with less armor and less hit points, but also the composition of the game, our team and the enemy team, because I'm so high tier, and the WZ-131 has a really good gun. Either gun that you use, the 85mm or the 100mm, both are really good choices. I'd say the 100mm is a better gun for early game and for higher tier games like tier 9 and tier 10 games, and the 85mm is a great gun for mid-tier games like this, tier 8 games, and it's a great game for late game because it has a lot of DPM. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It's 2200 damage per minute, something like that. I'll have to look that up after I record this. So you can tear your enemies apart really fast, and you can tear apart isolated enemy tanks at the end of battles really fast as well. So that is kind of the role that I'm going to be playing in this battle. So let's just get started. Now, you used to be able to boost up over here on this ridgeline over here in F4 to get vision down the 2-3 lines as the enemy team crossed from their spawn over here into the western side of the map. I think they made it too steep recently in a patch for you to do that, and I was never really a big fan of using that position because you can get spotted very easily here from my right over here in E7. I prefer using this bush here in F3. Get initial spots there and put a shot into the side of the Oni while I can, and then cross over here and get into cover behind this large house. And it looks like the enemy team so far have put 4 tanks over here. And I played this game on my EU account, as you guys can tell by the Dreadshells with the Z instead of an S. And it looks like the enemy team are making a really big push onto the hill, as well they should. They have the mobility to do so. That is the main reason that I don't like going to the hill. My first shot on the T-37 there was kind of an old man reaction shot. Also, I'm playing with like 150 to 200 ping, so the shots will look a little weird. But this is the main reason that I don't like pushing the 9-0 line hill area in a scout. If you look at the map, it's basically the roll of the dice, how many tanks and how hard the enemy are going to push this area, right? And you can't tell what the enemy team are doing before they get there because you can't get any vision over here to the 6, 7, 8 lines. Yeah, you can sit up here in F7, but you're really exposed and you can get wrecked from the snipers back here. So So right now I'm trying to push the tempo over here on the 1-2 lines, as we've already lost the hill, and I know that the only way that we're going to win this battle is if we kill out this small formation of enemy tanks right here in D1 and in E1, because we've already lost the hill, and our tanks over here on the remaining tanks on our team over here on the eastern side of the map are going to fall very quickly. The enemy have a huge overmatch over here, and so we need to push our overmatch here. We're already down 5 tanks, and we pulled it back to 4 tanks here. Now I'm just going to go in. I'm fairly confident that the T-69 has already fired a couple of shots, so I'm willing to bleed some HP here in case he hasn't. He's turned here, but he isn't shooting, which indicates that he is probably reloading now. So I switched my attention to the Tiger P here. Overexposing myself to the Tiger P here, I either should have pushed him really aggressively or played peek and poke with him, and I unnecessarily risked myself to getting shot once from the Tiger P. Now we pulled it back to 3 tanks. Oh, now the enemy already just took out our KV-2, now it's back to 4. Making a really, really bad misplay right there, sitting in the open and trading with this IKV. Stopping in the open to aim my shot is a really, really dumb mistake to make. And I'm just wasting time as overall tactically. I need to be either pushing up over here onto the A line to take to put pressure on him and to keep him from shooting our guys here that moved up into D4. Luckily, I get a bounce from the Panther on the hill. You got to remember when you're playing this 2-3 line area that you are in draw range of these perches up here where this AMX-12T is, up on the hill here in E8 and in F8. These gaps here on the hill can't shoot into the area that I'm sitting in currently. Now we've pulled it back pretty close. So now I'm moving up and starting to put some pressure here on this IKV-90, which I should have done about 30 seconds to a minute ago. And hopefully when I take his gun out of the fight, then I can take a lot of the side pressure off of my T-28 Prod and Larva. Unfortunately, I was going to outright push him here, but his Panther buddy back here sitting on the hill was spotted, so I just couldn't push around and engage him right away, because this Panther up here on the hill could have shot me while I was trying to circle the IKV. I wanted to go kill Artie there, but their Type 59 is pushing the tempo and pushing hard. Our Larva is a one-shot, so he isn't going to live for very, very long. And there he goes down. Select my next shell for heat here, and I probably should have preloaded it right away, as it's a Type 59, and the 85mm on the WZ-131 just doesn't have enough pen to contest the frontal plate of a Type 59. Unfortunately, get shot by the Type 59 once, put 2 shells back into him, and for some reason he decides to try to get into cover instead of trying to aim and kill me, as he probably was already reloaded at that point. And we get some help from our T-28 Prot there. He shot the Type 59 once, which allowed us to finish off the Type 59, but unfortunately he loses 600 hit points to the M4043. But I know, because the M4043 has just killed my T-28 Prot teammate, that he's reloading. Unfortunately, my first shot on the M4043 bounced, so that means that I have to stick around here for 1 shot longer than I want to, because the Panther has rushed off the top of the hill, and I just get around the corner in time into cover before the Panther is able to get his gun on me. Now it's evasive driving, using the terrain for covering my retreat, trying to outthink the enemy here. Now I know I couldn't retreat back here into the F1E1 or F2, F3 area before the Panther would have a shot on me, so I didn't even try. I posted up back here, and I was thinking that he was actually going to continue chasing me this way, so this is why I posted up in this corner, that I would double back and come back around from behind him, but he he stopped and he was pre-aiming, waiting for me to cross into this open gap, so unfortunately I wasn't able to do that. Now he's pushing me, he's pushing around into this A1 and B1 area, so I'm on a timer, I'm on a clock, right? I need to get into the next point of cover because I'm a one-shot for the Panther right now, and I can't afford to be engaging him like this. No, I'm in the open and I'm not into cover yet, so I pull a hard right turn and to try and make his shot miss, and luckily it does, and we're able to get into cover before he reloads and shoots. The Panther has a really quick reload, so even though they fire, that doesn't mean that you have some time. They reload pretty quick. After that series of evasive maneuvers, he's still fairly close to us, so we need to continue to try to get some more distance in between him and disengage from him, and then re-engage on our terms, not on his terms. Unfortunately, because of my careless trades with that IKV 90 earlier, I could have really used that HP that I needlessly threw away there earlier in the mid game against that tier 7 Swedish tank destroyer, because I could be able to take shots from this Panther 1 or 2 and still be alive, but unfortunately I can't. And the cap starts going off, so we know that the Panther is in our cap zone right here. I continue going up onto the hill here because you can shoot actually back into the south cap. One of the interesting things about the Tundra caps is it's one of the few maps left in the game where the cap zones have a center solid cover area. Both on the south cap and on the north cap, there's a large rock kind of in the center of each cap zone. I'm not able to spot him here from the top of the hill, so I know that he's on the western side of this rock. And I don't have time to go around to the north here, so I have to come around back to the south. I have about a minute left here, so I have enough time to relocate back to where I was, go up on the K line, and there's actually some bushes right here in K7 that you can use. Not the best bushes in the world, but it's something better, is better than nothing. And you can get a better angle to shoot into and spot the back side of the southwest side of the cap area. So we're carefully peeking here, carefully going around the corner, so one, that we can react in time, and that our aim isn't ruined. But unfortunately we don't see him, so that means that he's on the northwest side of the rock right here. We don't have time. There's only 10 seconds left on the cap area. He just fired. I'm trying to do a drive-by here, and I sneak a shot right through the train car window and get the reset in just as he was about to cap. So that shot was half skill, half luck, basically. So now we have a little bit of time to play with here. The cap has been reset, and it's back to a minute. Making a look of some misplay here of positioning. I am taking a wide turn here. I was at the time worried that the Panther would be looking to shoot me as I cross right here in H2 and H3, so that's why I was going extra wide, but I lost an extra 10 or 15 seconds there, being a little extra cautious, so you win some, you lose some. And I think I'm making an overall misplay here. I'm trying to outthink the Panther here and come up from a direction that he's not expecting, but I just don't have enough time to do this maneuver, unfortunately. It would be the nice move to make, but I just don't have enough time. What I want to do is I wanted to go back up onto the hill because I figured that he would be shifting his way onto the other side of the rock, and that way I could relocate up onto the hill and probably get a free shot of damage in on him, but I don't have enough time to do that. And the cap is down to 15 seconds again, and now I just have to go for it and hope for the best. He is looking the wrong way, but unfortunately I didn't have the gun depression to shoot him there, and now I just have to go for it and risk that he misses or bounces to get the reset. But unfortunately he does hit his shot as it was really close range, and I wasn't able to get away from him and kill him and win the game, unfortunately. So I did get the shot in, I did get the reset in him on him, got him down to 45 hit points, but unfortunately I was not able to win this game. And a lot of that came down to me trading my HP. That one shot, if you guys go back and to the time that I got shot by the IKV-90 here when he was sitting in B3 and B4, that is the shot of damage, the unnecessary shot of damage that I took that was the difference in this game. For my play personally, right? You can always look at your entire team list and say, well, this guy didn't do anything, and that guy didn't do anything, and he could have done more. That is true. Judge everyone by the same measuring rod, but for me personally, I don't have any control over my teammates' decisions, right? I only have control over my decisions and what I could have done differently and what I could have done better. So if I had that HP, I could have had that HP to take the hit from the Panther, and I probably could have killed him. So unfortunately, we weren't able to win this game. Like I said, Tundra is one of the interesting maps in World of Tanks from a negative standpoint, in my opinion, as it's a very one-dimensional type of a map, but also for the reason that it's one of the few maps left in the game where there's large solid cover placed in the center of the cap zones, both on this zone and on the north spawn, if you notice me playing on that side of the map earlier as well. The main reason that Wargaming doesn't have that on most cap zones anymore is because if you're in a situation where you're capping and it's a 1v1 like this, say I was the one trying to cap this cap zone and the Panther was the one trying to reset me, right? I could play Ring Around the Rosie with him all day and he would never be able to catch me, and I could just go around the rock over and over and over and over again and cap him out, and he would never be able to do anything about it, even though he's, you know, like only a few meters away from me, but I'm on the other side of the rock from him and I'm more mobile. So that's part of the reason why Wargaming doesn't have this on very many maps anymore. And I can't think of any other maps off the top of my head that have solid cover at like the middle area of their cap anymore. I'm sure there are still, I can't remember them right now. But yeah, anyway, unfortunately I don't get a Top Gun and kill the Panther. So basically what you can take away from this game is that sometimes it's that one shot of damage taken or that one shot missed that is the difference in the game. So always be trying to manage your HP the best you can and manage your marksmanship the best you can, and that sometimes is the difference that wins the game or loses the game. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this battle and saw how the gameplay kind of works on Tundra. Wish you guys the best of luck out there. Happy hunting and take care.